I am Marceline Rozario. I am from Bangladesh. We are a family of 4 persons. Myself, my wife, Juliana. We have 2 daughters. Me and my wife, we live here in Kathmandu. Our house is in Baluwatar. I was born in a village in Dhaka district of Bangladesh, very close to the capital. And I went to a school which is called Holy Cross High School. After SLC, I came to college. Then from there, I went to the University of Dhaka in Bangladesh, and I started my master's in social welfare. And when I completed my social welfare course, I joined the university and I worked as a team leader of a project which is called Nutritional Surveillance Project, which was a countrywide project, and I was made the team leader of that surveillance program. After working there for 1.5 years, I joined the Lutheran World Federation in Bangladesh. The name of the Lutheran World Federation in Bangladesh is Rangpur Dinajpur Rural Service, because that program was concentrated in northern Bangladesh, covering 2 wider districts. So it bore a local name. Instead of calling it a Lutheran World Federation, it used to be called RDRS. So I joined RDRS as the project administrator, and I was placed in a very remote rural district, which is quite different from my own district, which is Dhaka. Dhaka is the capital, and I lived most of my time in the Dhaka city. But when I was placed in the remote rural areas, I was not very sure whether I will be able to survive. But I did very well, because the work I was engaged in, it was the work with the rural poor people. That particular area has a high concentration of poverty. So the work I did with the poor people, it was immensely enjoyable to me, because I found it very rewarding to work together with the poor people. And when you see that your contributions make a difference for the better in the lives of the poor, then you feel really rewarded, which I did. And I spent many years in northern Bangladesh in various places. But finally I came back to Dhaka within the same organization, having bigger and national responsibility. I went to Africa with my family. There we lived for 9 years, and after completing my assignments in Africa, I came to Nepal, which I am very happy about. But me and my wife, we have been staying in Nepal since 2003, and we still like to live here, like to stay and work here. I came to Nepal as the country representative of the Lutheran World Federation in Nepal. I am continuing in that position since then, since 2003. The Lutheran World Federation has been working in Nepal since 1984. So it is almost 3 decades since it started working. So the Lutheran World Federation has a long experience to work with the people of Nepal, particularly those who are deprived, who are marginalized, displaced. These are the types of people the Lutheran World Federation has been working. It has been implementing various kinds of programs, again mainly for poverty alleviation, also programs in the field of health, hygiene, water supply, agriculture development, refugee support programs. So the Lutheran World Federation has been contributing for a better living condition of the Nepali people, particularly those who are poor. Last 9 years, it has been very, very rewarding. I feel that I have been able to contribute as much as I could because I feel very committed to this program, and particularly when I find that the colleagues I work with, they are really very dedicated Nepali colleagues. This is only me who is the expatriate in this organization. The rest of the staff, they are all Nepalis, and I'm extremely happy to be a partner with my colleagues. The Lutheran World Federation has been working with the marginalized and deprived community for their benefit, so that positive changes in the lives of the people of this deprived community are there. Our focus areas, so far the community people are concerned, are the freed Haliyas, freed Kamayas, freed Kamlaharis, Haruas, Charwas, Sukumbasis, women, the Dalit communities, and with them we are implementing our programs in specific areas of far western, central and eastern regions. We have been working with the Bhutanese refugees since they arrived into Nepal. In fact, the Lutheran World Federation is the first international organization to work and assist the Bhutanese refugees since 1991. At one point of time, there were more than 110,000 Bhutanese refugees and sheltered in 7 different camps in Jhapa and Moran. So at the beginning, we used our own resources to support the refugees, but later on, the Lutheran World Federation became an implementing partner of the UNHCR. Our responsibility is to ensure care and maintenance. That means we maintain all the shelters, all the infrastructures in the 7 camps. We build the roads, we build various infrastructural facilities. We also distribute non-food items to the refugees like briquette, soap, spices, tarpaulins, various kinds of essential non-food items. But we also distribute the food items which we receive from the World Food Program, and we ensure that these food items are given to the refugees by following SPEAR standards, which is the international standards to maintain nutrition, sanitation and everything. Currently, we are working mainly on 3 themes. One is disaster risk reduction, the second one is sustainable livelihoods, and the third one is human rights, peace and reconciliation. We feel that all these 3 areas are very important for the Nepali society, particularly those who are deprived, marginalized. As we all know that Nepal is not a rich country. It is one of the poor countries, developing countries. There are many good efforts going on in the country by the government, by the international organizations, by local organizations, even by the communities themselves. Efforts are there. And if we say that poverty is one of the main areas of concern, then all these organizations, including Lutheran World Federation, attaches a lot of importance to ameliorate poverty. And I have to tell you with pleasure that during my time even, I have seen positive changes. The caste-based discrimination is reducing. It is reducing, and I have seen with pleasure again that those who are non-Dalits, many of them have good empathy towards the Dalits, and they try and help so that there is a reduction in the discrimination. There is enough proof. At the moment, I cannot present to you any document showing the statistics in the reduction of discrimination, but what we have observed, and very clearly, that even in the schools, in the past, the Dalit children would be sitting in a separate area within the classroom, and the non-Dalits, they would be sitting in another area. But now we see that the Dalits and non-Dalits, they are sitting together without making any discrepancy in the sitting arrangement. We have been supporting the Dalit girl students and also boy students, but emphasis was given to support the Dalit girls. We give scholarship to the Dalit girls. I have to say that I got the inspiration from my parents, particularly from my father. As I said, he was a very good teacher in my school, and since my childhood, he actually has brought me up, and he was my biggest inspirator. One thing I vividly remember, that there must be some changes in the structure of the society. So when I started to work for some structural changes, some people, of course, were not very happy. They felt threatened, and they were very angry with me. But the people we were working with, they were with me, which I can never forget. To me, human dignity is very, very important. Whatever we do as a person or as a member of the organization, I think the human dignity should be valued the most, particularly when you work with other people for the benefit of the common people. Then you cannot undermine the human dignity. When you value the human dignity, you try to do good for them in whatever capacity you can do. I know that as a person, I have very limited capacity, but I also have experience to work together with others to bring in positive changes in people's lives.